to dreamhackpick'em.com to make your own predictions on this before we make ours. And admittedly, when we did start making ours, especially on the North American side of things, we were heavy on Liquid and we paid the price for that. So maybe our choices are not the best when it comes to this one. But Potter, I want to start with you. Which way do you think this series is going to go and why?
I've got to go with Mad Lions here. If they're in form like they should be, like they were a month ago, I mean, surely they're going to win this series out. But I love the confidence coming at a big, as I mentioned, that Mirage pick. That's a spanner. That's a curveball. I'm loving it.
Imp, what are we saying? Where are we going? Are you sticking with your Danes?
Yeah, the thing is, I don't ever want to pick Danes, right? Because I'll just be, man, you're so biased, man. I don't even like Mad Lions, it is what it is. But looking at these two teams, having Big going up against Mad Lions, there's no doubt in my mind that Mad Lions is going to absolutely destroy Big. I think the practice they've had leading up to this tournament is a very good thing for them. All the top teams, as I said before, they want more practice time. Now, Mad Lions have actually had the time to put that practice into place. So let's see how that's going to unfold. Big Plan, as you said, James, have been super, super inconsistent. Unless tabseN has one of those games or Shantaris has one of those games where he just goes completely off, I think Mad Lions is too strong. That being said, though, I would love Big Clan to win because I would love, just as I would love with North, that some of these star players actually show the true potential. So let's have a close game, let's have a good game, but I'm afraid it's going to be a one-sided story for Mad Lions.
See, I think it's going to be pretty much in Mad Lions' favor unless Big can grab Mirage. And I'd still go for Mad Lions in a series. So I'm going to have to agree with you guys on that and how it all goes down. But I think the main thing is looking forward to getting into this game for sure, because it's been some time where we had to wait for all of this to go down. And I think the next thing we've got to do is bring in our amazing commentators. We've got Scrawny and Launders standing by. So Potter and Pimp, thank you very much. Enjoy the games, because it's time for us to bring the Canadians back into the frame. And do you agree with our analyst here?
Yeah. James, I thought you were going to say amazing commentator and Launders or something. Or is he today?
I'm being nice, right? Because he's only a little kid over here, I don't want to completely shadow his dreams, this little skinny man. I know you have to carry him on such a big basis here, Launders, so...
I was talking about Santa last week, and he's like, what? Santa doesn't exist? And I was like, oh, dude.
These really guys, man. You're lucky there's an ocean between
with this series, the only thing that I'll say... First of all, I really like the comparison between Big and North. I think that's kind of cool because, the talents there, Xantares, 1 in a million player on the team, but the roster doesn't work out. tabseN, best player in Germany, but the roster doesn't work. But with this roster, the only thing is that because Mad Lions haven't played an official, I'll say there's upset potential because, Big Clan are really good in they're inconsistent, but they're really good in these individual best of threes. So I think their upset potential is very high. And then you couple that with the fact that the other team hasn't played an official in a month. I think there's maybe a chance that Big could take it.
Well, I don't want to hear from Connor anyway, so I'm going to let you guys just get on with it, and I'll see you guys later. Let's bring on the game.
Yeah, well, you know what, James? Listen here, man. It's not your choice. You're going to have to listen to me for the next hour and a half or so on anyways. So who wins that one? I think it's us. Launders, listen, Mad Lions, we haven't seen them for a while, but I do have high praise for these guys. They looked excellent in Flashpoint, one of the biggest wins of their careers. They've been riding the high, and as long as they can take that success on LAN, which remember, was only created because they had already had this streak of successful runs through online qualifiers and cups, getting them into the DreamHack Open circuit, getting that LAN experience, and ultimately showing more than ever before. So can Big handle it? I think so. I definitely do not want to write off the likes of Xantares and tabseN, but the reason for that is because we did that exact same problem in DreamHack Leipzig at the very start of 2020, and Big came out of nowhere to take the entire event. So I think this is one of those matches we've really just got to let the players speak for themselves, and they will do so here in the pistol. We've got Roy to the top of middle, sees a couple players, peels back.
That is just the kind of team they are, as you're characterizing it. Obviously, DreamHack Leipzig champions. We saw it in person. They have the abilities. You just don't know which days they're going to be playing well on. Bubsky, nice 2K here. Even though Xantares gets one, they've got window room control, and there's still a lot of presence from the T's at mid, as well as a bomb dropped in isolation up here at the top of mid on the left side. They'll have to go and recollect that before even attempting anything else.
And recollecting that bomb, that's going to completely reset what they had originally thrown forward with the pistol. Underground completely forfeited. Tizian does get bomb back, so at least for Big, Mad Lions have conceded that control. And I don't mind it. Sometimes you get bomb down and you think you have to prioritize playing on top of it. But in reality, a 4v3, holding your sights, still utility and a kit to play. This is a great spot for Mad Lions to just let Big make their move.
Another chance for Bubsky to rack on some more pistol kills here. Sitting over in the van, Asilian's going to spot us across, take attention away from his opponents as they cross, and potentially will run into him. Will the rotates come out? They actually pull the cat player a bit, but it seems like they're clear that it's a fake already.
Yeah, now it's just a matter of taking down Xantares and Tizian. Can sometimes be easier said than done, but it's done. Mad Lions using Bubsky from that back corner. He gets himself 4 USPS headshots in the pistol. And if you want to praise the individuals of Xantares and tabseN, then you also have to counter that with Bubsky. This is a young Danish player who has shown great promise and I think really is shining inside of this 5-man roster particularly.
Yeah, he's definitely had a very consistently high rating, and since in the past few months, in the past year really, it's just kind of stayed up, and so we are obviously expecting a lot from Mr. Bubsky here.
Yeah,
a
young
whole lot.
player. He's very fine-tuned with the memes, men. He's an
True.
HLTV lurker.
He was
One of
born to
those.
trash talk, which is awesome.
Yeah. This scares me though. Tizian, he kicks it off with a deagle, and then you look across what they have, of course, and there are 4 more Deags in play. Big, one of those heavy-handed teams when it comes to the cannon pistols, but here's Roy finding a great angle over top of the smoke. You know, he had the room to work with, and he made sure to make the most of it. Saw the chance, but hold on. There are way too many casualties stacking up versus Mad Lions here. Still, Shush, he's going to go for the mid peak, and Xantares. 2 health is what makes the difference. Acor has to clutch this. They don't have bomb control. There's only 40 seconds, and God forbid, look at their health.
Yeah, this is an interesting puzzle. Acor, he might know where the bomb is and has to come. Oh, they waited him out. Xantares, dude. I can't believe he got that last kill. But, I mean besides that, that one, you know, it's just a brain gamer. He holds the angle. He knows they're going to come into window. The one before, I mean... Oh, Shush.
Yep. The thing with Shush's peak, too, is, again, the HP is low, and he does land 1 bullet, but that's 1 bullet from what was probably 10 out of the MP5. The silenced SMG lets him down, and Mad Lions whimper through the second round, giving it up to Big and letting them transition with control, and they've even got themselves an M4.
Maybe it's the online jitters. Okay, have only played scrims. Maybe they are a bit shaky. There's always a difference, a step up between the scrims, the matches, whether it's online or LAN, and then online versus LAN. Every single one, you know. I think there's always something to be said about just not having played the matches. That makes it feel a little bit different when you finally lock into the server.
Also
Got
to note,
thousands of fans watching.
of course, great deagle play, but Xantares did pop both of those heads in the exact same location. Mirrored peaks between the last 2 members of Mad Lions.
Yeah, it was really smart for Xantares to wait there. They could have gone to go up on Cat. Looks like here's an attack towards the A site. They've got the wall smokes for the rotators, 1 in jungle, 1 for CT spawn, and Tizian really makes this a lot more viable. Yeah, that's the only point of attack, really. Tizian's handling everything from within connector.
Oh, another one gets past this time. Roy, good little bit more damage versus Keto, but he dies in the end. So that's Big converting, doing what Mad Lions couldn't at the start of Mirage.
Yeah, and they did it very, very cleanly. That was nice. I actually love that A attack. I mean, the smokes they're simple. There's only 2 of them, and once you come up a connector, we saw Tizian covering everything else that you had to worry about from a very good kind of long range angle, headshot angle. So everything you want versus pistols.
Many bodies here for Mad Lions. A pack of them trying to push up middle. Just those USPs to play, but hell, they get a couple of kills, and you can't be too upset about that. There was room for them to nab another 2. tabseN and Searson both low HP, but that round comes to a quick close. Big 3-1 as we find Mad Lions in with their first rifle buy. And of course, there's an op on Acor.
With just USPs, that obviously could have been worse, so it's definitely not such a bad round to look back on. This will be cool to see Acor on the op. We'll see where he goes with it. Off into B, and I think it's actually an upper B hold for the meantime. Don't know if he will be pushing through the smoke. Ooh, that scope is hurt. Tizian, he had a chance there. I think it was a smart push for Tizian to make. Acor was not prepared for that close angle, but hit a great flick to get him out of dodge.
Agree with every decision, and then praise the beauty of that minute little flick shot. It's a big opening for Acor. Now Searson, he's gonna get dinked off Cat. But still anticipates Roy coming out from that corner. And honestly, Roy had to make a play. There was somebody peeking him from the top of the staircase and also Khan under pressure. There is a CT back behind Ticket as well as the Opper down ramp. But that bomb will most certainly be planted because Tito lays down flashbangs to try and create that temporary cover. Doesn't keep him alive, however. 4 versus 2, favoring Mad Lions. And they've got this one split. 2 towards CT, 2 in from jungle. They wait just a moment so that, of course, Xantares and Co can try and make a play, try to cut down some bodies, but they find nothing more. Big, they'll find their plant, and that's that. Mad Lions taking 2.
It's always good to have a little bit of patience. That 4v2, 2 players out in the open. They get a bit more desperate as the clock ticks down and all the CTs close off on all the easy angles. They know they need to make something happen, and that's when you could put them in an even worse position than when they started in transition between 2 aggressive peaks. So Mad Lions picked that up with a good bit of patience. A nice retake on A. And it all starts off with this great flick from Acor. It seemed like some kind of handshake agreement there with the smoke. Tizian seeing it drop, but realizing it wasn't amazing, and then playing it patiently, listening for the scope, getting rewarded, but then not hitting the spray.
However, AWP to try and counter that scene in the apartment. Searson posts up early. Flashbang forces him to reveal himself. And Acor is going to look to gather some information off of that. They see the presence inside of apartments. He clears underpass, notes that it's entirely open, and decides to peek top mid. But, oh, there's an op lying in wait. Searson, he'll find the 5v4 this round.
And, you know, this very important weapon is stranded at mid. So a lot of emphasis from Big Clan on mid. Don't expect them to loosen their grip because they can stay over this gun, hold on to a very important part of the map, and maybe work on connector, which they've been doing really well.
Yeah, that connector, which will completely expose the 2 CTs defending inside of the A site. Xantares, though, a little bit of missed timing costs him his life on Palace. Sjuush is going to use the smoke to give him more cover to play. He gets over to the site itself, still trying to dance around these boxes, but there's a player right behind him. And so no surprise to see he dies. It's kills across the feed. Back and forth we go. It's almost instantaneous, but Big still pick up the round.
Kind of love that he comes through that just as the unscope comes in, and yeah, at least they win because that was what's important. Once again, patience pays off. Yeah, they use the exact same kind of anti-eco strat with the smoke into connector. Don't know if they threw on CT this round. They had Xantares as well lining something up in the Palace. Don't know where that was going to go off to. Maybe the stairs to make it look like an A ramp pressure attack, but it was actually Big to focus on mid more than anything else. And I don't see a reason why they should stop going back to it, especially this round considering they're going up against pistols. Especially.
Xantares again, just chilling up in apps, doing his own thing towards Palace. 4 players stack in A. Now, I've appreciated the anti-eco strategy, the one you highlighted with the connector control. Although Mad Lions have kind of predicted this and at least get numbers in position. And also, more importantly, they find that ramp open. So they've got a set of eyes down it already. Roy's gonna stay tucked, and Big, a little bit of misdirection. Smoke to the top of connector indicates that they will head catwalk instead. So circumventing what was the pistol stack, Xantares tries to lurk out and loses his head, but at least that's not the bomb coming in tow. No, they'll go towards B. And there is still a defender. That's Bubsky back by bench, hiding and buying time. Tabson's not doing this quietly, but okay, he finds him.
I was gonna say, who would you rather have? But yeah, still, Tabson is probably the best bet to try to win the duel, if anything. So looks like the retake is definitely on. We do have Sjuush with the AK, looking for fights and finding a kill. There's also a big flank in play. Don't want to get too excited.
Keto committed to the corner. Easy pick up, back up for him. Asilian, last man left and nowhere near this bomb site. So Big, again, just using these anti-ecos and not forcing the issue, not playing to an uncomfortable pace, not walking into the minefield and being caught by surprise. No, sir. They calculate, adjust, and execute. And it all works out well. Again, I feel like Bubzkji's really the only player who had any real chance at any moment. And poor guy gets ripped apart, just like Asilian will towards the end of the round. So 3 survivors for Big, 3-round lead for Big. Score, 5-2.
5-2. I think Big looks sharp. I think Mad Lions actually look quite sharp. I haven't seen a bad spray this game, I don't think. It feels like everybody is extremely well drilled, well oiled at the moment, looking sharp, not wasting too many bullets, and that's making it difficult for Mad Lions to hold on to the sites. The trades are here for Big. The opening kills are here for Big. Sometimes their patience is what wins them the round, which is the most impressive way to win. And Mad Lions, they want to try to go for mid control again. They tried this on the anti-eco. They tried this with an AWP by itself. It didn't work out, so they're probably a little bit scared.
Asilian should be. He's getting flashed, peppered by those utilities, and Tizian makes the most of it. Moves forward, gets the flash assist with Xantares. Tizian's gonna try to go for the smoke spam and dies to Roy. So that's an interesting pickup. Suddenly puts this hold in question. Xantares is trying to find them close smoke, trying to play that audio, doesn't work for him. He dies first. Keto can trade him, sure enough, but Searson's here from the window to cut off that cat push. So the entirety of this falls on Searson, and he walks into the scope. Doesn't know A-Core's posted on him. Mad Lions make this retake happen, and I feel like it really does help that Roy gets a kill through smoke to kick it off.
What do you make of this execute? Because I thought that, they held 2 people at mid, which is one of the CAD players, by sacrificing a single player, and then pulled off this B exec, which completely isolated someone in the site and got a kill off for free. So to me, it looked like Big had a very smart round, but made a small sacrifice at the beginning.
Yeah, I would agree with that. And I think that if they, wanted to really hammer it home, then the only thing we would have loved to have seen is some kind of maybe mid lurk or something to slow down Roy from getting up into Cat so that maybe they could leave the site and get off of those very predictable angles that he sprayed. But regardless, Keto 2K, big one to start off this round. Searson missing an op shot as Bubzkji, or was that a leg?
No, he missed.
Okay, Bubzkji loses health in one way or another.
Yeah, Bubzkji was low and then he missed.
I'm not shocked that Searson's surprised by that. Bubzkji seems to come out of nowhere, just fleeing for his life. This is going to transition Big with a man advantage, although very low health, over towards this B site. And seeing as they have low HP, I would rather them use this utility on the execution as opposed to try and hold it for a post plant. They've definitely got the flashbangs to try and make Asilian uncomfortable. That's exactly what they did last round, and it worked wonders, at least in getting the bomb planted.
They might not. I don't know. If they use utility, there's still 2 Molotovs here for Mad Lions. So if they throw too much, then they could get completely shut down. They don't have health to run through the fire.
Well, they go ahead and throw out both the Molotovs. The incendiary grenade is in response. Bubzkji's rotate with another piece of fire is not going to help. Cuts off the tail end. They're going to have to smoke this out. And sure enough, they start walking into a brick wall. This B site holding strong and convincing them to head elsewhere. They've lost the bomb out the window. I mean, it goes from bad to worse. And understandably, Mad Lions going to pick up this round. So a 4th for the Danes.
Yeah, 2 players that are one-hittable get away. It's a small victory. The op is retained, which is really important for Big. But yeah, it's difficult to try to walk out B. That late in the round, you don't want to see the CTs have 2 incendiaries left over. But Big couldn't draw them out, and it was smart for Mad Lions to just hold on to them for as long as they did. Once again, it's this kind of gambit into mid from the CTs, and I think it makes sense they're not respecting Big to come out for mid control in a very standard way, because Big are doing a great job of winning rounds with mid control, but the CTs are always putting the entire round at risk in the first 20 seconds with this push-up. So it can get risky, and Big, I think if they play it a bit more passively and work on mid slowly, it's going to get scarier for Mad Lions to be standing out there. But this time around, there's no push from the CTs, and Big do come at it a bit slower. Now that they have top boxes control and the underpass crunch, they'll soon find out there's nobody here watching. What's interesting is, though, Mad Lions lack an insane amount of information at the moment because no one's watching window. So that means someone could have boosted in. Nobody's in jungle, and nobody's watching connector, and no one's back CT watching the window push from connector. So hopefully they didn't bust open the window great. I'm assuming that's what they did to make sure they can't flank that way. But they're still, in a very passive setup.
And the server, I'll check. It is broken. So that route you're mentioning is entirely open.
Yeah, they shouldn't have done that.
Shouldn't have done that. We'll see if it comes back to pay off. Or rather, cost them. Paying off for Big, perhaps. But nope, they don't throw anybody through the murder hole. Instead, they're just going to try and bombard their way into B. Bubsky, 2 kills. Crucial, but he then fumbles. Loses to the sheer aggression of the players and apps. 3v3 health advantage, and the bomb is down for Big. Mad Lions, how are you going to make this retake happen? Well, it seems like it's going to be entirely focused on market. Keto's back by bench. Oh, damn. That grenade's going to soften him up. He is now ripe for the taking. Has to dodge the Molotov, so he's very much pinned into the corner. Searson's off down Arch. Misses the first shot. Acor's going to punish him for that one. Keto low HP, no problem. 3 kills from the back of bench. Fantastic.
Very well done by Keto. Great nade usage there too. Even though he eats the first H, he drops the smoke to shun off that choke point, and they need to come through it. An awesome spray down here from Bubsky on the hold. But the reason that the last remaining CTs are so late is because in this full passive setup, the closest player to the B site was in CT spawn, and the other 2 players are A ramp. So even if they run the entire way, it's going to take them some time. And plus, they don't know if anybody's sitting in the window.
That's a grueling task. And a big ask to have them go for that. Cillian, 1 kill, 2 kills. Using it with that MAC-10. I mean, listen, Mad Lions came into this round with lackluster weaponry, but my God, are they making it work? Searson's op peels one off of the bomb site, and he feels comfortable and confident enough to drop with it. But Roy, oh Roy, he's coming in from behind enemy lines. He's got 1T jumping back from Arch. He actually eats a flashbang, although it helps that Acor has found a kill. Searson, 1, and back into the cover, but Shush does not lose any time coming up catwalk, and that is why Mad Lions have taken another round. One that they honestly have no business winning.
Yeah, I mean, there's another B-side take, kind of like straight up. I wonder why Big weren't playing as slow like they normally were to the top mid control, but Mad Lions, I mean, they all basically had to contribute and each help out with the kill. Sorry, I just wanted to know, do you have the game open?
Yes, I do. What would you like to know?
I would like to know what they're talking about.
I have voice disabled.
No, I heard the chat.
Oh, let me take a little gander for you.
Maybe, unless I'm crazy. Beast on a budget. All of Xantares' kills so far have come with pistols. It's round 12. Pistols.
Oh, I know what they said.
What'd they say?
They asked for a pause.
Oh, that's not that exciting.
No, it's not. It's not. You got my hopes up, man.
I'll
forgive you, though.
Okay.
Don't you worry. Searson Scout. See if that's forgiving. He's got Acor on the other side, ready to receive with the AWP. I was wondering if that little bit of timing created by throwing the Molotov was going to be when we saw the Scout come, but it's going to get
Does he hit it?
Thrown.
Oh.
And he's not scoped. Now he knows, of course, that the boxes have been compromised, so going for this peek becomes a little more deadly. Both players landing their shots.
This was kind of sick, though, because he was aiming low. And he just whipped
hit
up.
him high.
Yeah. My leg?
Tizian's patience could very well pay off here, but they're actually going to try to complicate it by boosting a man on Cat. No, they don't. They were trying to.
Yeah, they gave up the bricks boost. Not sure why. But now the CTs recede as, yeah. Big have now picked A.
I don't know. Comes out a little delayed here. Searson commits to it. Maybe just trying to let Mad Lions relax a little more than they should. Distraction from Cap comes in perfectly. Connector turns the head of the scope. Roy from beneath the palace, good for 2. Tizian's gonna shoot him through the wood. But the op shot from Acor connects yet again, this time to the head of Keto. And Tizian, who's been patient from the get-go, is still in this one. 10 seconds, however. That's what's ultimately going to lose him the round. At this point, Acor can just stay tucked, and everybody knows this one's over. So we are tied, folks. 6 rounds apiece. Mad Lions kind of just letting the clock run dry versus Big, and hanging on as they tried to split A.
Hey, it's an objective-based game. If you can do that, you'll take the win, of course. You know, Big are going to try to get the bomb plant. Mad Lions are going to try to starve them out of map control or the ability to move forward, and sometimes that wins you the round. That's totally legitimate. On this round, 4 players from Big die in front of A ramp and under in front of Palace as well, but they didn't have the best guns. They just had a couple of rifles. So now, did they actually wait, sorry, did they have a full buy last round? I thought they only had a couple of guns.
Yeah, just a few.
Okay, it must have forced up some pistols behind it or something like that, because they just don't have any money still.
Ooh, Roy. Only 1 this time around, and down goes the gun, but the Colts have been picked back up. Bubsky doesn't give up. He just blows them away through smoke. And that's that, folks. Mad Lions in the lead have gotten it back since the pistol.
No flubski by Bubsky, okay?
Look at this second one. Doink.
Wow. That's how you envision that peak to go every time you make it, but it usually doesn't. It usually doesn't go that way. So I am a bit confused about the economy with that previous round, because they're still kind of low for having saved twice if they did. So I'm assuming that they had bought armor with the rifles, the 2 rifles of the Scout and the AK that they had, and pretty much spent all they had. Oh, they're in a bit of a
German sex dungeon?
Bit of a dungeon here. I mean, this is that's what my gaming headquarters would look like. I wouldn't have any windows. I would hate, you know, I hate daylight or sunlight because it can like put glare on your screen. These are things that nerds care about, that are very important. So I'd like to control the temperature in the room, the lights in the room, the activities in the room.
Ooh. Kicking it off early. Bubsky just extending out from Cat. He's having a hell of a game. 15 frags for him. 14 rounds deep. And Acor, a little patience there, but slight readjustment on the scope will net him a second kill for Mad Lions. So they're already comfortably positioned in the 5 versus 3. Let's see if Tizian can disrupt this. He has slipped past on Cat. Ooh, and there was his chance, but he's found out by Roy. So that's a kill apiece for 3 of the members of Mad Lions, and I think the desperation of the rounds starts to sink in. Maybe they find a little bit of timing here at the B site.
Yeah, they'd have to get a bit lucky. Once again, though, it's just like, what is going on with the economy? This is what I just don't understand now.
Trying to pressure the SMG inside of smoke, and Roy gives great cover. So making mincemeat of that one and pushing us to the final round of the first half.
Am I crazy, or have they just like not properly bought in 3 rounds?
There was one round back where I know exactly. I know the round that.
Do you know what I'm
kind
saying?
of got you a little confused. Yeah. I think they went in a bit. You know, they had like a couple sets of Kevlar. There was Deagles again. There was some smoke pieces in it. So yeah, I think they kind of lost out on the trimmings because of that decision. But you're not entirely insane.
Okay, just kind of, right? But not that.
Just
insane.
A little bit. Right. Yeah.
All right,
we're
well,
both batshit crazy.
It could be both. Well, here we're on the last round now. Everybody's got the guns they need. Still, like, questionable utility for Big for whatever reason, but at least they've got the AKs. Tapson a little bit low. Top Valk, not a bad spot here. Flash gonna make a move. Smoke comes down, put him out of position. Tizian, great spray down. Amazing entries to get in, handling both players trying to support each other.
Yep, excellently done. Just really cutting through both those CTs and kind of almost dividing it into separate 1 versus 1s, even though they were prepared for the hit. Worked out wonderfully. Looking like Big's gonna close this close as can be. Let's see if they can hang on to the retake attempt. The fourth retake attempt here for Mad Lions. Asilian finally getting onto the kill feed for them, but hold your horses. We are all of a sudden back into the 2 versus 2. There's a couple of smokes for Mad Lions to still play with, so nullifying Palace is huge. Searson has to come up big, but somebody's sticking the stick. No way. Oh, insult to injury. Ladies and gents, let that one sink in and enjoy your break, because we'll be back with the second half in just a moment. (6-9) the score at the end of that first half, folks. Mad Lions with a bit of a robbery in the last round, sticking the defuse, and arguably a robbery of the half. 8 of the last rounds, they managed to pick up 7. So Big came to a sprinting start and then a grinding halt.
Yeah, they tripped on the hurdle, got their foot caught on it, landed on their knees.
Yeah, really quapped it.
Quapped it hard, yeah.
Let's see if they can get into this A site. They should. I mean, it's open for the taking. Defense in the form of 2 players in jungle. CT completely forfeited, other than Xantares just keeping eyes up at a distance. But this will enable them to throw numbers at the ramp as they come in for the retake. The good old 10-man retake.
They're slow. They're a little bit slow. This is one of the rounds where the time can actually run out on the bomb if you're not quick to CT spawn, but they need to be grouped and do it safely for sure. So prioritized it. Flashes are trying to be timed. That's a great attack by Big. They're supposed to take this.
Stampede in. They're going to go ahead and smoke off the bomb. Asilian trying to hang on if he can. They're already defusing despite him still being right there. No respect given from Big in the retake. Excellently timed flashbangs on ramp. Keto picking up crucial kills.
You can see with the man advantage, the amount of options that come up there. First of all, you're way more confident. All your bros are still alive, so you run into the site. Plus, you know you can throw someone on the bomb and stick it. So there's no worse feeling than knowing you could have had 5 seconds with the bomb where you just defused and no one could have stopped you if you had enough teammates covering as distractions. And if you don't get on it and your teammates die, then you no longer have that option. So once again, getting the 5v3 right away is the most important part. We see that meta of that kind of plant be those kills in CT spawn and who times the flash better. And I say better, but it's really hard to quantify what better means. It's kind of when does your CT guy feel like they're going to come around the corner? That's when you want to throw the flashbang for it to be the most effective, but not a second earlier or a second later, because you're going to get flashed like he did.
Speaking of getting flashed, Keto.
My
yes.
eyes are up here. Acor has a sub 30% headshot rate in the last 12 months, but over half of his kills in that time have been with the op.
It's a good way to cover up his bad aim.
That just to invalidate the stat though? Like, isn't that okay now that since he has?
Yes.
Is that just to say that he has a lot of off kills?
Yes.
What were you gonna say?
I was going to talk about Keto getting headshots while flashed on ramp, and the fact that, and in that case, the retake too. But here comes a Cillian deep CT, gunning down the counter terrorists. Searson doubles back around the ramp. Bombs planted on the A site. I kind of missed this round. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
How does Cillian just wreck the whole team? Man's got 3 frags and he's still going.
Praise to press W.
And what's wild too is like, look at the map, everybody. Those X's marking the CT's deaths are all over the place, but yet they're all Cillian's kills.
That's true. Yeah, some form of instant transmission by a Cillian to kill so many players so quickly.
Doesn't seem like
Really?
they'll get another one unless Tizian sticks around, smokes the temporary barrier between them.
He very much juggernauted it. I had someone tweet at me and say it's because Big saved so many times on the T side without bomb plants. But despite that, there's no reason why you'd need to save or miss by 3 rounds in a row or 4 rounds in a row. But in that time, before that happened, that weird, I've really never seen someone mess up the economy like Big did in this first half. I feel like I haven't seen anybody else do it. But before that happened, Big looked like a super solid team in this game. And then during those 4 rounds, Mad Lion not only pulled ahead, but then started to look more sharp, more confident, and just closed the half so after kind of having a really rough start. So I think, there's a point there where I feel like it's the economy that played a big factor in the score that we're seeing now, which usually isn't the main talking point anymore.
I think that it's that economy hiccup coupled with Mad Lions shaking off the official rust. That was a talking point we had with the analysts, whether or not we would see Mad Lions bounce into form really quickly. But I think that when just a month ago you win $500,000, you're not some rickety, rusty old war machine. You're shiny and flashy and new, and they are looking good in this round particularly too. Just cutting through that B defense, finding duels. Bubsky had crept up all the way to the windowsill. Pops Market gets the job done. This is going to be the 11th for Mad Lions. So other than the strong start from Big at the beginning of their T side, this has very much transitioned into the Mad Lions show.
Xantares has 6 kills now, as opposed to the 4 when we first had Elliot bring up the stat about those only being pistol kills. I wonder if that's changed. Xantares is a real enigma because he truly is like one of the most mechanically skilled players to ever touch the game. And also not a dumb guy either. He's not a one-dimensional player, I think. But and when he joined Big, it really seemed like Big were going to be the talk of the town, like top 8 potential, something very consistent. Him and Tabson, these were amazing players. And they did win Leipzig this year, so that's cool. Yeah. But just so much inconsistency, and even Searson, man.
Watching Xantares leave Space Soldiers and join Big kind of felt like when we finally saw Nico leave Mouse Sports and have a better chance.
Right.
I think that's a
very
god
apt
has
example.
been unleashed, and well, here we are, 11-7.
Yeah.
And this is no longer a new roster, it's been some time. At least his involvement with it. But Bubsky clears his corner, and there comes Acor combining with the cat pinch. So just dismantling the B site yet again, very easily versus the poorly armed opponents. Of course, there was a couple rifles for Big in the mix, and now you see them on the kill feed. Keto and Tabson yet again, cutting it down to the 1v2. If only Searson had been a little bit closer, then maybe he could go for this clutch. It'd be a wild one, but they didn't have much to lose. And so it still goes the way of Mad Lions.
They pick a good site. They avoid the majority of the rifles. Tabson comes in for a nice couple of consolation deagle kills. But Searson, is too far away from the action to try to take part. So looks like Acor, Roy will save. Bomb explodes. Mad Lions at 12. Getting close to tripping distance.
Boom. I like that one. Tabson just like, Bubsky, dude, get out of the hidey hole, man.
Best part about Tabson too, he's like, I feel like I've never heard anyone say a bad thing about him. On top of him being the best player in Germany and like the star player and everything.
Very true.
Only heard nothing but praise about him as a teammate. Yeah.
See if the buy will make the difference. 5-round deficit here for Big to try and climb against. Mad Lions have been looking good on the T side, but have yet to been tested. So let's see if things get shaken up. Remember how the first 15 were favoring the T's at the very start too.
It's true. They had their eyes set on B for just a second, but it looks like they're going to remass. Hold down mid. They haven't taken too much map control just yet. Mad Lions haven't posed a threat to make them think that they can push something. So not surprised to see them play passively. They've still got good enough eyes on mid with this cat and connector player working together. So they don't have to be specifically worried about the window jump or anything that tricky. But now Mad Lions turn their attention to mid. I'm wondering what their final strat's going to be. Searson here opens up the round officially with this op shot. And that throws things a bit awry. I think they actually have to go back through B-apps and are going to cancel and just think about a contact hit.
And if they do that, well, they're playing right into what Big expect, because we saw Searson move those feet so quickly over here that he's able to nab another kill. Bubsky, his second casualty. Asilian with an emergency plan to try and slip this bomb into the A site. Whoa, and he's got himself that second. But can Acor get over with the bomb?
Shut up.
Oh my God, Asilian, you dirtbag. He just wrecks Antares through the smoke across Cat. 3 health is what he has. 3 frags is what he's got.
It's
and
2v4,
now they're in the 2v2.
And Acor has, or Asilian's going to pick up the op, so he can lock down CT. It's going to be a rifle affair here for Acor on the hold. And do they want to, I was thinking, do they want to get crazy and work on a flank? But they, bomb's already ticking down. No one's pushed up just yet.
Searson's got the pistol out. I mean, this is going to be tough. Asilian's back's turned. That one's way too easy. Acor up close. AK no scoped. Are you kidding? A 2 versus 5 attempt that made Asilian look like the mastermind, and they fumble it. They fumble it over towards CT ramp. That one actually, that makes me a little angry because it would have been such a beautiful play.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's hopefully we can still look at it as one, but yeah, you're right. I mean, like that
positioning
this
there.
This is a really bad spray by Acor. There's really nothing more to say. He could just come around that corner spraying as hard as he can. We didn't get to see it from his POV, but that was a free one. And if he got that, then they win. But the one good thing that Big did was that they came super late through CT spawn to the point that Asilian didn't feel even the threat of needing to hold it. They delayed that retake by that much time, probably so they could get 1 lurk kill off. But yeah, they definitely shouldn't have gotten 2 based on Acor's position. Unlucky.
A round they had no business winning regardless. But I think Big will be able to sigh a little bit of relief with that one. Would not have been a feels good moment. Would have put Mad Lions on 13, would have crushed the economy that has already cost Big rounds in this first map. But this one is completely committing to the B site. Bubsky on the front line, utility up and over. That's 4 smoke grenades, double flash. and a Molotov to boot here for Mad Lions, but they don't commit everything. Bubzkji, he's going to get out. He drops back behind Van. 3 CTs here to hold him, but all the while, they go back down underpass to try and lead towards Connector, and that does pick up the kill versus Xantares. Takes a player off of Cat, and look at the marketplace. Nobody's actually watching for Bomb to walk out until now. Tizian feeling this pressure from both directions. Searson's going to cut one off of Cat. That's Bomb dropped. So they have 100% confirmation it's B. 15 seconds. And another sniper kill here for Searson, looking to lock it down. Then tabseN comes sprinting into the mix, just needs to deny this, which he will. Big again by the skin of their teeth.
Searson is having the day of his life here, holding down the B site. He can sit on angles, and Mad Lions are just going to give him kills. I love the strat. It's kind of cool how they decided to use the underpass fake to A to go back towards Cat after getting a kill. They juggle the rotation just like they want. But Searson, he gets Bubzkji, who comes out as the lurk as the first player. That's one thing. Bubzkji does a lot by making space, but the second player, you know, after holding on to it, I mean, he's just so aware that they could still be going deep.
Hey, all right, take a little freebie of a bomb plant there. Keto, there was so many players ahead of him that he was scared in place. So, you know, they just tucked that bomb in and plant.
For a second there, I was kind of critical of, Mad Lions for allowing Searson to hit that second sitter. But then, you know, if you think about it, you know, Mad Lions feel pretty confident that no one's going to be watching B apps because we have just threatened Connector, making it look like a fake. So I just want to say, you know, more credit to Searson for kind of being that smart to say, okay, I'm going to sit here and still continue to do this job because I have a second player with me in the site, and they can go ahead and watch my Cat or something else.
Xantares gets smoke. Yeah, pegged in the air, has to drop back down towards Connector. So what could have been, we'll never know. But I mirror your sentiment here. Searson definitely deserves the praise, especially because just seconds before he turns attention and drops bomb, both the CTs were falling entirely for that bottom mid play. Searson doubles back through market, kind of realizes the possibility of what's to come, and slowing down that bomb was huge. Made tabseN's job look way easier since they played with 4 seconds left. But
man, this angle.
Searson's up, ready for another one, and they're going for the boost. He takes down the first underneath. Acor, in the meantime, gets Xantares. That's incredible. And now Searson's in a really tough spot because the helping hand.
Oh,
what?
Yo, he plays CS:GO. Acor plays Quake. How are you gonna win?
Jumping no scope over the boxes, and now they're going to transition here into the A split. They've got that Palace peek trying to get tabseN off of CT. He goes for the flash and tries to take fights, but Acor blind with another. Oh, eat your hearts out, Big. That has to sting.
I cannot believe that he went into the top of mid off that run boost, knowing where that other opper was, but still turning his attention to the other teammate in the window with a rifle doing something else, killing that guy first, and then dealing with the other guy top mid as well. That takes an incredible amount of focus to be able to pull that off. You know how imagine you'd get normally in a situation like that?
Imagine this. I mean, not only does poor Xantares get flicked on by the late run boost turn of attention, but the poor guy also gets pegged by the smoke at the beginning of the round. So Xantares, who's having a tough match at the moment, 6 and 18, is just not able to catch a break here. Look at this.
Look at him just see this and turn. What?
Oh, okay. He did find his feet on the barrel, but still.
Yeah,
freaking no scopes.
Yeah, no, but it's insane, man. It's insane. Turkish Delight, the last time Big played against Mad Lions, then named Tricked, Xantares had over a kill per round and 119 ADR. Huh? Played very well. That was a minute ago.
Yep.
But yeah, it goes to show you. Yeah,
this moment is at 37 ADR.
6 kills. Not many.
If we contrast that
also
to Searson.
Yeah.
Holy moly.
I remember Xanteros. I used to watch Xanteros' demos as the connector player. To me, he was like the best connector player in the world. You know, when he was kind of lesser known, but still this guy who was like, who the hell is this guy? He was playing connector and he was so good at it. I mean, Cat's got some of the same elements, but...
Ouch. tabseN, he's kind of caught in front of Ticket, and that's a big double entry here for Mad Lions. Big double entry. Bomb comes flying outwards. Big's only ability to hold this would have been through connector if searsaN can land some incredible shots and he gets smoked off. So Big, they have to accept that they can do nothing in this round. Just clean entry frags unfolding at that CT spawn is the reason Mad Lions find 14. And had they finished off that 2 versus 5 with Ascillion's incredible entries, there's a world this match is already done for. So will Mad Lions continue and just rack up the costs here, trying to take away this trusty op perhaps from searsaN?
Yeah, it's a tough pill to swallow. There's numerous benefits to doing a contact play like that. One of them is you don't use any of your grenades that early. The other one is you gain a ton of space if one choke point isn't being watched for the window of time that you escape. And if your first player gets the kill, you almost always win the round if everybody else is right behind them. Where, you know, contrast that with the full execute in a site where they don't know where people are. You throw all your grenades, you flush out a couple spots, the other team uses grenades that could damage you on the way. You could all get sprayed down in the choke point. Rotations come in earlier. So there's tons of benefits to pulling off plays like that once in a while, even though you do run the risk because it's a dry peak of just getting sprayed down.
Blind spam from tabseN. Doesn't hit the mark. Ooh, that's a big one. They get their palace control. So as opposed to playing to the real depths of that CT spawn, they're going to play the forefront instead. And if tabseN, I was going to say, gets overwhelmed, then they could be compromised. But instead, tabseN grabs himself a double. Good use of the A1S. And we find Roy 1v3. Roy, can we talk about this guy's breakout over the last year? A player who came out of nowhere within Denmark. Used to be a blackjack dealer.
Yeah, we've been at a blackjack table with him.
Yes. He has won me thousands of dollars. It's not true, I lost.
Did you win that? Okay.
No. We don't talk about that night.
Yeah, I was like, how many glasses of free wine was I in to not realize that?
That's the night we snuck DJ into the casino. DJ Prius, the Observer.
That's correct.
Hell of a good time.
Yeah. Coincidence? Probably. 3 members of Big have an in-game name ending in a capital N. They've got the triple N setup? How come nobody told us about this before?
Would have made predictions so much easier, right?
What would we do without you, Elliot? Now that we know the triple N setup. I'm not sure what to do with this information. But I feel more like knowledge is power, and I definitely feel more empowered. I think the N factor is going to come into play.
We'll have to see. Definitely worked last round. That was tabseN. Wrecking face inside of jungle. Ooh, big pick from searsaN. Eyes deep down apartments, catching Bubsky, and the man just wanted to go play underpass.
Man, this guy's like Jason Bourne. Nobody knows what his itinerary is going to be.
Yeah, he's been all over the map. Let's see if this A site can weather the storm yet again. A core taking Tizian off of catwalk means it's very much the CT and under bout position. Roy's gonna try and fire one from above, but look, there it is. A core catching searsaN. That's the one that spells disaster unless Xanteros and tabseN can combine here. Up connector in the 2 versus 3. But check out these post plants. 1 palace, 1 tuck, deep CT, and Ascillion going all the way around mid. Taking the scenic route back into this post plant. And because Sjuush is so deep in CT, Xanteros may even just call that it's clear. tabseN's gonna go ahead and smoke off this bomb, and they might just try this desperation defuse. Let's see how this one unfolds. Roy, he gets both kills coming out of Palace and locking this down. It's Mad Lions with 15 rounds.
They had the 3 best post plant spots there with that long-term play into the back of connector. And Yeah, there was really no stopping it. That was extremely well done by Mad Lions. Seems like moving fast is one of their better solutions or options to work with. And all right, I just have a small tech. I can't see the game, so I'll be back in a sec.
Program feed's gone. Don't worry, I'm in the server, so I'll let you guys know what's going on here. I mean, you can try to analyze from the info I give you if you'd like. Listen, Xantares, he's going to keep it real simple, okay? Deagle headshot destroys A-Core. 4v4, lackluster buy from Big, a couple of more pistols, a Scout and a FAMAS. And everybody's just holding their own. Bombs deep towards T-spawn. They're feeling out middle. Connector, perhaps to A. There are options open because Big, they're doing it yet again. They're really offering quite a bit of control towards middle to Mad Lions for free. Searson Scout moves forward on the A site. He's trying to find a head inside of Connector or even just keep eyes on Cat. They're fishing for information while we do have this flank. Keto all the way around through T-spawn. So Mad Lions, down to the 35 seconds, they could get crunched if they're not careful, but they've chosen the right route. They avoid that B-site stack and the apps flank, instead only having to deal with Searson towards CT. He is committed behind the ticket, and he hits a crisp first headshot on Asilian, comes out for a second, dying to Bubsky, and leaving Mad Lions 3v2. They'll find their plant and potentially the game here. Another kill off a Shush, and it's all done, folks. Mad Lions close on Mirage. It was an excellent start for Big. It looked so promising, Mohan, but then things seemed to fall short, and the Danes reigned supreme.
I really was impressed by Mad Lions throughout that game. When Big had the flub at the end of the first half, it didn't seem like they really recovered from that after Mad Lions got back into it. I love the angle that you brought up of ring rust. I think that maybe would have been a factor in the first few rounds because Mad Lions definitely looked a lot cleaner towards the end of it, and that T side was solid. Well, what else can you say? Shout out to Searson though. I thought he had a fantastic game of opping positionally that game.
Big time, folks. We'll see you back for the second map. It's Nuke up next.
Flashbang's affected. They have got through the smoke wall here, but Chris J, he is the final boss of the bomb site.
Now Spitty and Chris J to keep mousesports alive.
Oh, Chris! He's found 3. It's down to a 2-on-2. Chris, can he close this with an ace? Oh my God!
Can they actually close this out? Boom, Chris.
Fantastic way to start, and no scopes on him himself. Absolutely saving mousesports.
Hey, it's me, Lily from AT&T. I'm back, working from home, and here to help.
Hey Lily, I'm hearing a lot about 5G. Should I be getting excited?
Depends. Are you going to want faster speeds?
I will.
More reliability?
Oh, also yes.
Better response times?
Definitely.
Are you going to be making sourdough bread?
Oh, is that 5G related?
No, it's just like, why is everyone making sourdough now? But yes, you're going to want 5G.
AT&T is building 5G on America's best network. Visit att.com to learn more.
Mad Lions seal the deal in the opening map of this best of 3 against Big Clan. And although Big put up a good fight, it just wasn't enough to match the Danes. Mad Lions showed us what they could do in a comfortable fashion, and it never really looked like they were down and out of it. Now going on to the second map, it's going to get interesting because Big have got to pray that they can hit those shots. And one player I think that didn't turn up, and one we normally rely on to turn up here for the Big side of things, is Zantares. Didn't get the start he would have wanted, and that is a worrying sign going forward. Acor here pulling off these amazing shots. He was looking absolutely crazy throughout from start to finish. And Potter, I've got to start with this for you is, it's a bit worrying when you see Big kind of, yes, certain pieces working, but again, it's the key pieces, it's the core pieces we talk about that weren't there.
Yeah, exactly. And if you noticed in that last clip with Acor flying through top mid, and then he picks off Zantares down lower mid. Now, I know that we always say in Counter-Strike, sometimes you got to be able to make your own luck, but I got to say, Zantares was getting unlucky in so many scenarios. Not only was that round where he gets picked off, he shouldn't have died there. He's jumping out the window on Mirage, gets hit by a smoke, then he gets slowed down, then he gets spammed through the cat smoke, and he gets killed before he even gets to shoot a bullet. So yeah, certainly Zantares, he's got to step it up. He's got to have a better idea of how he's going to be valuable to his team. But he did get kind of unlucky in this first map on Mirage as well.
Yeah, he really did. Now, Pimp, you've been up to old tricks again with the Weatherman segments for us. So what are you going to show us this time around?
It's not only Zantares who has to step it up a bit. I think the entirety of Big. Now, we have a round right here on your screen. It's 8-6 for Mad Lions. And if we play it out, you can see that it goes perfectly fine for Big Clan. They're doing an A execute, and they have TabseN in middle lurking. So we play it out right here. Sjuush gets caught off guard, Not really good for them. There we go. Two kills down.
We're not seeing it.
You can see it. Oh, no. Well, that's a bit of a problem. No.
Press present button. Give us the magic.
There's no press present button available where I am looking at the moment. I don't know. I guess we'll have to wait for that one then. We'll move on. You know what? The problem, what I wanted to showcase right here for you guys was around what Big Clan, they did an A execute, right? They get the 2 first kills. They're up 5 against 3 people, yet they still manage to throw it away. It actually becomes a 5 versus 2. The reason why that is because of the Big Clan. They all fight. They all fight and fight and fight and fight. What we see here on your screen is Sicilian getting into a smoke and defusing the bomb in this round. Certain fights, Keto fights, TabseN, Zantares, they all fight while being up 5 against 2 and give Mad Lions a chance of winning this round. It's a bit of a problem when you open up the rounds fine, and also to follow up on the Zantares discussion right here, right? He had 8 kills total, 5 of those were entry frags. So in that sense, the kills he had was very impactful, but they didn't finish it up. They had a lot of entry frags, they had a lot of openings, but Big Clan, they just threw around all the easy rounds. This one was a round where I wanted to showcase, how you lose a 5 versus 2, and it was basically just by being... It felt like they were playing with a face-it mentality where you just keep fighting until you die, and that can't happen on this level. Mad Lions are too good for that.
Yeah, they really are too good for that in a big way. Now, Potter, I wanted to see what your thoughts are going to be going into Nuke, because this is Mad Lions' pick now, and when it comes to what Big can offer here, well, I'm pretty scared for him.
I think I have to agree with you, James, because Mad Lions, they look warmed up now. In the beginning, sure, they had a couple questionable rounds, but coming into Nuke, this is Roy's playground. I mean, we spoke about Astralis and Glaive, his presence in the outside yard. That's exactly Roy. He loves to be aggressive. He loves to give space to his Opera and Acor. So I think, Big need to step it up if they don't want to just get blown out of the water here on Nuke.
Well, let's take it to a break and see what's going to happen on Nuke, because it is the last chance for Big. If they don't want to be 2-0, they're going to have to show us much better than what they have. But it is comfortable for Mad Lions, and they are looking strong.
got a little cash, a little sour mash to meet the girl of my dreams. Like a beauty queen from a magazine, I gotta take my chance. That door swing open wide, and here she comes. Everybody turns their head, the band just don't stop dead. She's crazy, beautiful. Whoa, oh, oh. She's crazy, beautiful, and it's driving me wild. She's crazy, beautiful. Whoa, oh, oh. I can't get that picture out of my head. 'Cause she's crazy, beautiful. Emerald green eyes and a perfect smile, she shouldn't draw a crowd. Sweet as champagne, it's making me insane. It shouldn't be allowed. Yeah, but I'd do anything. I'd even buy a ring if I got the chance. Her favorite song came on, and here she comes. Everybody turns their head, the band just don't stop dead. She's crazy, beautiful. Whoa, oh, oh. She's crazy, beautiful, and it's driving me wild. She's crazy, beautiful. Whoa, oh, oh. I can't get that picture out of my head. 'Cause she's crazy, beautiful. Crazy, beautiful.
DreamHack Masters Spring 2020, it's in full effect, and this best of three already one map down. It's in the back pocket of Mad Lions, and we find ourselves heading on to their choice of map, Nuke. Blonders, if we know anything, it's of course that Nuke runs deep in the blood of the Danes, and so I think that Big have their hands full here.
Probably, especially after Mirage going the way that it did. And Xantares, Potter pointed out that he got unlucky. I actually didn't see where the situations were where he got like unlucky, but if that's true, then maybe there's still a chance that he feels that way. He can still bring it back on Nuke. Listen, if he's the pro player and he's got the resolve, he can pull this off and make a comeback. Maybe it is Lanteris at the end of the day, and he'll never do it online. But he's got to, because there's many more months of this coming up.
Yeah, this is our new home. It's our new home, folks. Hope you're comfortable. tabseN seeming all right. Taps down Roy from the roof of Mini. Kind of fumbling the vent drop there, but hey, they still get downwards to the B bomb site. That's the bomb. Trying to get out decontamination. Bubzkji's looking to lock down ramp, and he's done a huge job. Not only picking up the first kill, but a gush, a second, and a third attempt. My God, Bubzkji has been so impactful in these pistols. He did the same thing on Mirage, and now tabseN and Keto 2 versus 2 in this retake attempt. One man pinned into the back of the bomb site. Second over here towards double doors. That duel goes the way of Mad Lions, and things go from bad to worse for tabseN, but he is crawling in. Ooh. And he taps Acor between the eyes. 17 HP for Sjuush. That's it. tabseN's gonna go and try and position himself for the 5-second stick defuse. It's down to the wire. He gets the kill, and there should still be time. That's big, and most notably tabseN with a huge 4K in the pistol.
Perfectly well played. Wow, he took Bubzkji and one up. Bubzkji, man, this guy has so much impact, and we all know how important it is to start off your day on the right foot. Bubzkji on these pistol rounds allows Mad Lions to start games off right, but then tabseN comes in, response on Bubzkji, amazing shot right there to punish the shoulder peak with a clean headshot, and plays that defuse to perfection. I feel like too many times we see players not think about the spatial relationship to the last player remaining, not hide behind cover while trying to stick a defuse, and tabseN plays it nice and calmly, gets in a perfect spot, and draws out that peak as best he can before even trying to fight.
Ooh, and he's gonna kick off this round well. goes for the peek through Garage, finds a player trying to cross towards Secret. Now, don't forget, the bomb has been dropped behind Red Box, so even with Roy finding a little room to play down Secret, there's no commitment here. But remember, there was a commitment in terms of the buy. Do not forget for a moment, Mad Lions invested everything they did with the injection of money from the plant, thinking they could flex these Galils and AKs to make it work. But so far, they've found zero success because tabseN's found them all. Finally, somebody else from Big kicks into gear, Keto with 1. But hell, that M4A1S is doing him wonders. If Astillion had the bomb, I'd say maybe there's some godlike way he can crack into this, and he could still catch a player by surprise. But even Xanterra seems ready. So Big 2-0 flying start.
Maybe M4A1S users are trustworthy after all. That's a very nice showcase for the M4A1S users. Am I sitting beside one?
No, the A1S is one of those things that you see someone like tabseN use it. Now, a bunch of people who are watching this right now are going to launch Counter-Strike, try to play a game with it, and very, very quickly switch back to the A4, because unless it's in your blood, I don't think... I don't know.
True, it's like a jackass moment, like a don't try this at home.
Yeah, that's
like you're going to get hurt, but I wouldn't. Right.
tabseN
maybe you're right.
Is, after all, a paid professional. So that's why he can just, oh my God, but he's actually, you know what? I take that back. Yeah, A1S looks fantastic.
Oh my God, look at that. It's just beautiful. Just ooey gooey bullets just, slipping out. It's like reverse stormtrooper weapon. Every bullet hits.
Honestly, it doesn't matter if you get less kills with it than an A4 because the kills feel better. Look at this.
Look at that. Oh my gosh. I could watch this a few times. The kills aren't even that impressive, right? But I could watch that a few times.
There's not many players that still rock the A1S so religiously either, so nice to see a skilled
literally
doing
4.
But listen, see how long before he dies? He's 11-0 at the moment, and they do.
He's gonna hear that
downwards.
Right? Oh, doesn't matter.
Yeah,
I think he heard that,
revealed.
and then he moved into a new spot, and then his teammate came to watch Heaven. Yeah, Roy kind of just ran through. Interesting.
tabseN's going to clear it. And
A1S, baby.
Damn. 12 health. tabseN still stands. Xanterra finds a back turned in Bubsky. And just dips out of ramp as fast as he has to. Gets a good off angle down on the site itself, but he's been pushed into the radioactive water beneath the bomb site. Not going to be much left of that. He's in a vat of acid.
Not an awesome place to be. Does tabseN really have 308 ADR right now?
Yeah, he does. Hell of a start. But listen, this retake's not going to be too easy. Bomb already more than halfway gone. CT's only now knocking on the door, but they're getting knocked back. Shush. Big play from the rafters as Mad Lions crack onto the scoreboard. 1 round to 3.
Shush. Force feeds them some NyQuil. They don't wake up. Nice movement around this. This position needs to be protected, but at the same time, it's a great spot for a 1v2 situation. There's so much, it's hard to wallbang. I don't even know if it's worth it to wallbang at all. Plus, you can deal with both sides of ramp, and you can hold on to the angles below you and your high ground in the B side. So the only thing that really works against it is that people play there a lot. So it can be kind of telegraphable. Across the outside, gets spotted. Oh, nice shot there from Acorn. It's a bit faster than searson, who's already usually lightning fast.
Yeah, tabseN, he'd been bullying Roy for a couple of rounds, but Roy got the big bros. And they come knocking on his door. Garage falls for the first time. Strength in numbers, you know? 5v3 ensues. Bubsky is about to swoop down on Tizian and Keto if he can, but that's almost unfair. Tizian looking straight up. Keeping his head up. crucially in that moment, but we're going to need Xantares to do a similar thing because he gets pressured off of Heaven and loses the fight outdoors. Kito's already been able to sneak behind the vent, his teammate outside of lobby towards T-spawn, clearly going for the save. Kito would love to join him, but he's in a dangerous position, so may have to take bodies down as he retreats. It looks like they'll let him slide out here. Mad Lions, 2 rounds, really using that outer yard and finding a solution to Tabs in this round.
Yeah, I think that's exactly the point for them. And they dealt with him early, which is great. So now they can, I think they want to maybe try to exploit it again. They've been off and on when it comes to outside, but there's a lot of outside takes that they're using. So it's not really an upstairs focus, not so much a ramp focus. That pistol round was a rarer example. Here Xantares also gets destroyed outside, flashbanged before the peak, and he was with a nade in his hand, could not fall back or fight back. 2 guns that are saved are going to be used. Nobody else is going to buy anything behind it. So this could be a very easy round for Mad Lions to tie up on.
And they would do so early.
Yeah. It took them a while to catch up on Mirage.
Still, they have to make sure that they don't get caught by surprise. These 2 rifles could pack a punch, but wow, Kito. Poor guy gets spammed through smoke. Here's Tizian's 2nd rifle, and Searson does get his hands back on the M4. A T's gonna walk right past. Oh, more than one. Searson, 3K. Beautiful stuff from the back of Mini. Turns this round upside down, but can Asilian revert this? He's able to fall off of the hut, needs to find bomb. And he's got time to just chill if he chooses to. He extends out into the site. Oh, the player's through the wall, so it's an easy one for Searson. A huge 3-piece and a swapping to the op to seal the deal. That will keep Big at 4.
Beautiful patience. Amazing rifle play there. You know, first kill, and then the second kill, you think, all right, maybe he gets it if he's very sharp. A-Core immediately spins and gets destroyed. There's a chance that all 3 of them could catch him off guard if he even missed 1 or 2 bullets. So just laser sharp precision by Searson, showing us that he's a great opper and a great rifler. Just amazing first bullet accuracy.
Yep. Very nicely done. Good showcase moment here for Searson, and he had an excellent first map. So if Big are gonna take any consistencies from Mirage and employ them on Nuke, you'd think Searson's dominant opping would be a key to success. And he gets himself a first frag here in round 7. A little gap in the smoke towards Secret. He lets the first person pass so that the second walks unsuspectingly into his death.
Yeah, I feel like sometimes your reaction time can sometimes not be good enough to catch someone crossing like that with that smoke and that tiny gap. But once you see someone cross, your reaction time can increase for a bit when a second person comes around comes by it, because you're extra sharp knowing the exact timing. It's hard to stay that focused.
Kind of primes you.
Yeah.
Speed buff. Kito.
Oh, yeah, the walk.
He needed a buff, man. Poor guy gets blindsided. Tabson coming out from Secret, though. That is going to throw a wrench in the works, just like Tizian doing work back here on the A site. They don't know that Bubsky's been able to sneak out. So there's a world where he pulls off something wild, but how does he not see that? He's got the bomb back, sees the player hut. Now he could plant for Heaven, and there's nobody up there. There's one coming out from hut right now on the door, and Mini. He cuts off the Mini player, but he's swapping guns, and that one's gonna cost him another wild round with what could have been a huge 3-piece, but it's gonna be Big to find their defuse.
It's a really well reinforced upper hold. You know, 2 players on the site, one I think in Heaven that caused the distraction as well. They had no idea a third person would be there, so well done from the CTs to cover all these spots and like watch out for their teammates. You see Tizian's offered up that second kill because of the Heaven rotator. And then, Bubsky makes it come close, but Xantares is pushed out to a point where a trade isn't even possible, or a trade is a lot easier, I should say. The exact opposite. Now Big are up 5-2, and they definitely looked very good. They're not luckily getting these rounds. They look like they're earnestly earning these rounds.
Oh, but a fast mini play potentially here from Roy. That's going to be the bomb dropped. Uh-oh. Could really come back to cost them. Tizian smoking off Hut so that he can move forward as the T's molly his initial position. Shush with his head turned, silenced. And Bubsky's now yet again at bat here for another 1v3 attempt, but he's already lost half of his health and he's standing in no man's land. So an easy one for Big. It was hectic and it cost them a couple bodies, but I never felt like they slipped out of control of this situation.
It's true. And I feel like Mad Lion's strategy has taken a couple of hard turns where they had this, well, the pistol round was a focus on ramp, obviously, into lower. And then the following rounds were all about outside. And these last couple of rounds have just been straight up upper takes, skipping some of the outside presence that I think they were doing before. Here they get the vent drop off, which is something a bit different. It is with just the pistols, but they're going to combine it with the cross and enough grenades to help them do so. They've gotten down into lower, pretty good place for control. Limited information. It's all going to come down to Xantares.
Right now he's above the site. They could have just planted inside of smoke. Astillion tries to play around it, however, and that's going to delay the plant. So now Searson gets eyes onto the bomb site. Smoke will begin to fade, and there's no further utility here for Mad Lion. So they really want that money, and it's going to have to take somebody getting behind the site to stick it. Not going to happen. They found early footing down here to the B site, but nothing materializes from it. Couple of kills, sure enough, but poor Acor, 20 HP and a Glock. Don't mean to write him off, but that's why.
They had a very decent lower take. I would have loved to see something like that on a rifle round, right? Because they pull off something similar, maybe a bit more walking outside to dodge all of the appropriate grenades. They did try to do that. And, you know, there was one round where they got off because of the small gap in the smoke. They close off the discrepancy between the wall and the smoke, and then maybe they can try for a lower take. And the vent drop, I think, is one of the most prevalent threats amongst top teams that's hard to deal with, no matter who you are, no matter how good you are, no matter how sure you are that it's coming. And I think I'd like to see Mad Lions try to implore that more. Maybe it's a bit scarier for some of their players, but someone like Acor, who has incredible movement and is great in places that are extremely chaotic, would be probably a great person to try to get down the vent. I feel like he'd be able to nail it through a smoke or versus spam. He's the kind of player who doesn't really get shaken in situations like that.
Oh, let's see.
Bubsky, of course, pulled it off perfectly too.
Wall of smoke's outside, and it's not the creep and crawl across to secret stairs. No, they'll just decide to fall back here. Xantares, he is alone on ramp at the moment. There is aid inbound from Hell. Keto gets eyes up. Oh, that's a missed Molotov here from Mad Lions. That's supposed to block off Hell, not themselves. They'll have to reset because of that. But to be honest, I feel like they inadvertently just saved themselves from walking into that three-man hold. Not going to be any easier. Yep. Smoke goes down. Big grenade? Not even.
This is a great read from Push.
Yeah, they're going to make the play. Again, meeting Mad Lions on the forefront. They were ready for the ramp hit, and they even get into Hut to stop them once the adjustment's been made. Tizian down to Mini. Keto tucked in behind the vent. He's going to open himself up to this Hut play. Astillion finds that timing, and now what more can they do? The bomb has fallen down the vent. Unfortunate turn of events. It is so far gone, in fact, that Astillion has no chance here. All they have to do is lock on bomb with 20 seconds, but Tabzin actually offers him a kill, and suddenly this looks a little more doable. Xantares falls back, goose-egging the explosives, and Astillion has to clear close corners.
Yeah, does Xantares the lower rotate? Oh, wow. Yeah, he found him. Wow, that's a beautiful angle clear. Damn, they have found a rose in the concrete.
He puts the smoke down too. This is going to enable him to actually jump on rafters if he wants. He could also hold sight or even just go tip to tip and sneak past Searson, who has wrapped back around the site, and you can see he's lost vision. He kind of has an understanding as to what's going down, but it's the off shot close from Searson. The Duke of Nuke, most certainly, using that combat op to clutch out what would have been a huge 1v3 from Asilian.
You know what really makes that play is if he at least opens the door for a decon, and then comes back towards the smoke, because there was no way for Searson to believe that he could have gotten anywhere else in the amount of time with the door still closed. But, you know, he comes out, he tries to lurk around it. It almost is a formidable play, and it's definitely a good use of the smoke, so a very nice try. But certainly around Mad Lions should not have come close to winning. Big had another great upstairs hold, but it was Mad Lions to wrap into Mini that helped a lot in killing the one player upstairs. Made it a domino effect, and oh my freaking god, Searson with an AWP, no one behind him, walks into lobby and drops off an AWP for a kill.
Yeah. Shush lets that Opper walk out, loses his teammate, trades right away, but then obviously with Shush having to go back to keep an eye on Squeaky, the job of the teammate who died, you see Xantera slip through there. So I love Big going with the first bit of aggression and following through with a second crashing wave, taking the 4v3, leaving Mad Lions to just play a little bit patient here. I mean, you can see Asilian with bomb chilling outside of lobby. There's no rush. We still have a minute to work with. And I feel like, if anything, that last round taught them that, you know, they do have this uncanny ability at the moment to crack open disadvantageous situations. Big has given them leeway. You see, even here, Roy's able to work all the way in through Mini. Like, they're getting themselves to a very fair A-site split. Although, maybe predicted, because that grenade and the follow-up takes half of the health off. Keto is pinned behind Vent, has a player in the heavens and another on site. So a very tough job here for Mad Lions. And you can see Asilian walks unsuspectingly into his death. All the while, Roy has no line of vision. So Big denying everything here in round 11.
Yeah, I'm really loving Big's nuke right now from a read's perspective, especially these upstairs holds. I mean, everybody's just playing so much better. I mean, Xantares has also been instrumental because he's in the lower site. So he's like half of the map for him. He's had to make sure that he delivers, and he has been. Tabson's on 18 kills. And while this push looked egregious, I feel like there is a great argument for, even if you're a very passive team who wants to play off fundamentals on CT side, to throw in a push, especially when you're winning, in one round at least. Just because it keeps the T's on their feet in the lobby when they're holding passive, and make sure that they can't do anything too aggressive. Another good round here from Xantares.
Yeah, Op clipping one from the sky. Searson gets the pistol tap, and Xantares safely tucks into the B side. So the eco from Mad Lions falls absolutely flat. And I really mirror your sentiment, Mohan, about Big's reads. I would say, to me, it was very glaringly obvious that they have strong rotations on this CT side. When we saw that pressure towards ramp, sure, Mad Lions did Molotov themselves off, which is kind of their own fault, but the players were prepared for the hit regardless, and then did not hesitate to double back to the A site and lock it all down there too. So beautiful stuff and very promising things.
Gun out at all times. Searson, Keto, Xantares, and Tizian had a combined utility damage of just 9 on Mirage. Keck W.
Incredibly low.
That's one of the lowest numbers. That's a top 10 lowest number.
Man, you spit facts.
I'm a fax machine.
We'll get you Elliot's job next round.
No, he's killing it. That's
yeah,
I mean, that just, you know.
He has great Counter-Strike facts. Yours are unrelated.
Yeah.
Which I think would also just be great content. We should just get tons of fun facts coming out that have nothing to do with CS. But, oh, baby. Acor tags him up once. Searson for a moment thinks he's got himself safe, and then wall bang city. See you later, sucker. Let's see if Mad Lions can flex this man advantage into an A split or something along those lines. I do enjoy that Keto's getting aggressive into lobby all the while. It's going to give Tizian a heads up that this should very much be some hell presence. Both the windows still intact. Ooh, Bubsky patiently waiting on the opposite side of lobby, now extending to a double man advantage. Asilian has the top rope. Keto doubles back towards Heavens. He has so much to watch. None of these kills go in the way of Big. I sympathize with Big this round. They're being squeezed from all directions in this setup. They've sniffed out every defensive player other than Tabson, who's looking to come back around from Heaven. Do you believe in the 1v5?
I don't think he does, so I can't. Seems like he's going to go for the exit ace, but 5 alive. That's pretty much a perfect round, right? It's a team ace, first of all, for Mad Lions, meaning everyone got a kill. And they did it first off, starting with the Opper, kind of how you wanted to go.
Awesome.
Not much utility. Yeah, he follows up on his own trade. It cleans his plate with that one. And then they also get the push and kill inside the lobby if Bubsky's holding very passive from outside. And then they work on the crunch. That's the perfect default round from a T side that you could ask for. Yet Mad Lions only have 3 rounds.
Oof. Strong grenade play outside. Acor's seeing stars. Like you said, textbook one for Mad Lions there in the 13th, but can they finish the half with 5 rounds? That would be so ideal for them. Searson, good reposition. Have not seen him on this roof, and he is doing work. Up close, there is another player, and he's going to miss his no-scope. So a door open for Asilian as he very quickly kind of changes the pace here to pressure the A bomb site. All the while, Big, they've gone on an expedition into lobby. They know doubling back to ramp is the safest bet. They already have a player to keep them there. So they get the info, and unlike last round where they walked into Bubsky and T-Spawn, they started to go back. But Tizian, same situation. He gets the dink, which is huge, but look at Keto. He's gonna make a crucial error. Tries to climb the ladder, and Asilian just sends him packing. Man advantage. Back up for Mad Lions.
Xantaras, he's thinking about it. Oh, he wants to, but he gets killed. Okay, yeah, they just, a patient pays off once again. Mad Lions find 4. This time they also do something involving Heaven with an A-Rap. Crushing upstairs, but now with less focus towards Mini and just the hut. And once again, getting another lobby push kill. I think they have, I think the novelty of that push has worn off a bit, Connor. I don't know how you feel, but they pulled it off once. It looked really good. And then they did it 2 more rounds in a row and have been just caught off.
Ah, close one.
Man, Searson, we honestly don't get to see him play that much. The big or not at like some of these you know, larger scale tournament. I feel like whenever I say their name, I also want to say big in the sentence. But, you know, I feel like every time you watch Searson play, he feels just like one of the most useful oppers that you'll ever watch play the game. All his shots look very easy. He is, if they come to him, he gets 2 kills. He's always in good spots, always in new spots.
Yeah, that's the point I like the most. Constantly repositioning. One of those players who's really not afraid to shoot 1 bullet and even move within rounds, let alone starting rounds in very different positions too. So a huge variable for Big. And at this point, one of the most consistent variables across this series. So let's see, last round of the first half, Big trying to get that 11th. They've secured the double digits, but Mad Lions coming alive here at the closing of the half. And this is sort of what we saw in Mirage, although I would argue far more convincing from the Lions then. This is just enough for them to start off their CT side with enough wiggle room to potentially pull it back and close the series 2-0. I think that while Big have had a great defensive half, it's not going to get any easier once they switch over to the offense.
It's true.
But let's see how it closes, because again, remember, this was some pistols for Big at the disadvantage at the start of the 15th, and at the disadvantage here in the post plant. They're going to try and charge forward, but it all comes to a rather quick close, folks. Mad Lions, 5 rounds as they'll have to hold following the break.
memories of us are just fading away, fading away. You are my summertime love in that mystical place. The way you looked at me left me with a sweet taste. The feelings I felt with you, no one else can ever replace. Or the way your hands gently touching my face. You are my summertime love. When we go back, no one will know how we were. You are my summertime love. Out on the beach watching the stars up above. You gave my summertime love. Before you, I just didn't know what love was. You gave my summertime love. You gave me summertime love. You gave me summertime love. You gave me summertime love. Before you, I just didn't know what love was. You gave me summertime love. Before you, I just didn't know what love was. You gave me summertime.
All right, we're back. And as you can see, odds still favoring Mad Lions in the series as the match winner, because even if they can't hang on to the CT side of Nuke, we have Vertigo ahead. Winning the map choice of Big has given them that little bit of breathing room, although there is a world where they lock down this defensive half. Only time will tell, so buckle in, folks. You are, of course, watching DreamHack Masters Spring 2020 Day 4. We've got 12 days of group stage. Lots of Counter-Strike action, and lots of headshots. Already one here in the pistol as Tizian opens up, denying Bubsky line of sight. He's been a pretty impactful pistol round player, so for him to go down, that's huge. Acor can't manage to hang on to Vent. Very explosive decision there from Keto. Just falls downwards, gets what he wanted. Searson's patience pays off, and this is a huge pistol round for Big because it means early T-side momentum at already a 5-round lead.
That's true. We saw the stat yesterday about what happens 5-10 halves on Mirage. 90% of the time, the team that has 10 rounds will close the game out. Don't know what that stat looks like on Nuke. Combined with the pistol on top of having such a stellar CT side, you'd imagine it's quite similar or even worse, even more damning for the opposing team. So Mad Lions with a small mountain here to climb, and I think they do have the tools to do it, and we saw how good they were in general on Mirage and how they kind of staged a comeback in the first half and closed out so extremely strong. So I'm sure Big are worried and are going to stay on their toes, but for the meantime, you know, they've got maybe another free round to look forward to, and this kind of crushing take to lower that was multifaceted. Searson holding outside to deny a rotate, the vent drop, getting the kill for himself without needing help whatsoever. And it's a bit scary. We've seen so many people sitting in the vent. I think notably yesterday where Liquid had someone, you know, waiting down there, and you're just not always guaranteed the kill. It feels like it's 1 or 2 bullets get missed from both sides, and the guy who drops can have kind of an equal chance sometimes of just nailing the headshot depending on what side of the vent you land.
Cillian. Ooh, nice effort. Tries to get that deagle up, but Wall of Smokes is going to cut off any assistance from his teammates. So this is very much Big taking it downtown. B plant open for the taking. Tizian's little lurk through Squeaky could also catch these CTs off guard. You know, they've got some Kevlar, some Deagles, hell, even a Scout to try and save, but it seems like they're just going to be walking to their demise. Keto holds the back line, bombs now planted. And that's most certainly a 12-1 for Big. So excellent first half on their defense, starting off with the pistol, moving through these little force buys near unscathed. This is an excellent start for the Big clan.
Yeah, it doesn't get much better than this. Again, with 12 rounds, the pressure mounts more for Mad Lions. Their map pick, of course, so an expectation to at least see a dignified scoreline, if not, you know, a 16 to something scoreline. So we'll see what they can pull off on this next round. But for the meantime, it's going to be big on this establishing rifle round to show us how, or excuse me, they won't even have the money for it. So it's going to be big to basically be able to collect another free round, as Mad Lions took a risk in trying to stage the comeback early, which is a very worthwhile risk for a lot of reasons. Game like Counter-Strike, one person get 3 kills, and sometimes just saving to have enough money isn't always the smartest move. So risking it a bit on the eco, retaining the scout at least to give them a chance of still winning this round. And of course, that hope is still alive at all times. Big will move out here towards the outside, and yeah, Roy ends up shooting. Oh my God. He's not even going to get traded. He's found a tricky spot to be in. He's going to try to adjust for the second deagle shot.
Wait.
But ultimately,
he did.
The trades. Wait, what? He killed
Roy
that
has
guy?
2 kills. Oh, Lord.
Wow. Damage. There's so much damage dealt to the 2 of 3 remaining big players as well. Third one gets killed, and now they've got a combined 60 HP. Little under.
And Ascillion, he could very well be the nail in the coffin here. He's already crawling back behind T-spawn. Searson's waiting for the secret peek. So as long as Bubsky creates some sort of a move here, can call the distraction, Ascillion could get into action, but he's actually delaying this. And personally, I think him delaying could open a world for Big to push away from the danger. Had he gone to the top of Silo, he would already have this frag. He could have vision on bomb. Instead, they've given it to Searson, and he can just leave, just barely still standing at 7 HP, but he is out regardless. Big, they've taken the lifeline.
Wow, it's actually a mini rotation as well. They're not even going to go through lobby. That's pretty interesting. Certainly, wow, Heaven. Man, this might be a good attempt here for Mad Lions.
Yeah, I agree. They have heavy health to play off of. It's just Mac 10s on the other side, but the aim punch is going to be such a burden to deal with. So a crucial quick kill is key, and Ascillion. Beautiful stuff coming out of the Heavens. He had a chance to close it earlier, but once that was gone, I really do like the composure from Mad Lions, making the great decision to pinch in from Heaven and Mini combined. They looked like they were in control.